Hello, it's Marcus from Pazzo Racing here again. I'm going to make another do-it-yourself video today of an install. And today we're going to show you how to do it for the BMW, the S1000RR and the S1000 Single R. All years, 2010 through 2016 for both models, with cruise control and without cruise control. So we're going to come over here and you're going to get your levers. This is just a clutch lever we only need for right now. You're going to get one of these install sheets. There's a little baggie in there. There's a long screw in there, it says on the outside. So if you have cruise control on your bike, you want to be using this screw in this process that I'm going to show you. You're also going to need that Torx key. You're going to need a T25 Torx. You're going to need a 10mm wrench and a 2mm Allen key. That's what it is. Now this is the setup here. I don't have the bike here, but this is the same principle. This is the original OEM adapter and perch on here. So I'm just going to take it off of this just for easy. So basically this is what it looks like on your bike. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn this dial in. So it's going to give you lots of free play. And that's what you want. It makes it a lot easier. So, but we're going to turn it so this slit in the dial lines up with the slit in the lever. If you can see how that works. Just like that. And that makes it easier for the cable to come out when you're doing the install. So that's what it's going to look like. Underneath, there's a nut, counter nut, and that's what we're going to start with. You're going to need that wrench down there, and then you're going to undo this pivot bolt. Just like that. And we're going to need that, so keep that, that's important. And then this bolt just slides right out, just like that. So now the lever's on here like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull it out, and now this is why we turned that slit forward. So it's going to come out like that, then you can turn it upside down and just pop that out. So we don't need this for now. So this is what the lever looks like from underneath. So this one here has got the bushing. You can see that copper brass bushing in there. So that's 2015 and 2016, double R and single R. The earlier years, they're going to have a bushing like that in there that falls out. So this is the earlier one. This is the 2015, 2016 version. They changed it. But the principle is the same for both. The only difference is this bolt is a little bit smaller on this bike. So we don't need that for now. So then you're going to open your little baggie here, and you're going to take that Torx key out. And you're going to unscrew that little Torx until you get the screw all the way out. And then you're going to need this. It's the actuating tab. That hits actually the switches. That's for your quick shifter and your cruise control. I'm going to lay that there. We're going to put this screw back in. And then we don't need the stock lever anymore. We don't need that anymore. So now here's your Pazzo levers. As you can see, there's a difference between the two. This one is a B22H. H is for the housing. And this is a B22. So this is for your 2010 to 2014 models, single R and double R, with and without cruise control. And this is for your 2015 and 16 models, and going forward, with and without cruise control. Now they both come with a screw already pre-mounted. Now these pre-mounted screws, they're a shorter screw. So if you don't have cruise control on your bike, you're going to reuse this screw. If you do have cruise control on your bike, in the baggie there's a longer screw, then you're going to use this one. Now this perch here has cruise control, so we're going to end up using this one. So we're just going to put this one aside. The only difference again between the two is you have to take the bushing out of that one and just move it in over there. Otherwise the process is the same. So we're just going to put that out of the way. We don't need that, and we don't need that. So this is how you're going to get your lever. Then you're going to use your 2mm Allen key, and you're going to take that screw out of there. You're just going to back that thing out. Now, of course, if you have cruise control, like on this bike does, you're not going to need this screw. We have to decide. We have to put one screw in. So you won't need the short one. You'll see the difference. And this is the long one. So you can definitely see one is shorter than the other. So bikes with cruise control, you're going to use the longer one. And that's what this one is. This is the quick shifter tab up here. And this is the cruise control tab down here. Now, as you can see, these are straight. These tabs are straight. If you bend these tabs, you're going to have an issue. So be careful. These are very sensitive switches. You don't want to be bending these tabs either in that direction or this direction. When you're done with this process, these have to look like that. They have to be straight. Okay. So now we'll come back over here. So this is the 2016 version with cruise control. You're going to take that, and it's got like a square shape on it. And that's going to fit right in there. You can't really put it on wrong. It really only goes on one way correctly. So it's going to go on like that. You don't need this. That's for no cruise control. So then we're going to need that. We're going to take your screw that you took out of your bag, the long one. You don't need this Allen key anymore either, the Torx key. You're just going to need this 2mm one. And we're going to screw that all the way in. Now, do this with feeling. These are small screws. Do not wrench these on. They can easily snap. Self-tapping screw, you just want to snug it down. That's it. Don't crank it. You're going to snap the screw right off. So then it looks like this. So basically you've transferred that plastic tab from the OEM lever, took it off of here, and you've put it onto here. So now we're ready to put the lever back onto the bike. So let's pretend the cable's in here, just like that. Now this is where everybody does it wrong. Now this is going to go back in here like that. Let's just do it without the cable real quick. And then the bolt goes in there. And then as you can see, it actuates the switches, just like that. But what lots of people do is when they're fighting to get this thing in, and they catch the switch, they bend it, they tweak it, and they don't notice it. And then I get an email that says, my cruise control doesn't work anymore. That's because you've probably damaged the switch, you've bent it. So be careful of that. These switches have to look like this when you're done. So let's pretend the cable's in there again. You grease everything up. We want to put grease in here, grease on the cable, put grease in these holes, or anything contact surface. So then the cable is going to be like that. You're going to hook it in, turn it upside down, or right side up, better said, and you're going to slide that back in there. And then you drop in the pivot bolt. Now again, this is all on the bike, so you're not having to use two hands to do all this. And then you're going to screw that Torx in again. And don't forget the counter nut, very important. That goes back on underneath, just like that. Again, this is on the bike, so it's going to be easier for you. But basically, you're just going to screw that Torx in there. All right, just like that. So now, you have to pretend that that's in there, just like that. So that's what it looks like. Now you're going to have, because we turned this dial all the way in to make it easier to get at it, you're going to have a lot of free play in here. So the way to get rid of that free play is you just turn this dial back out. Now in here, when you turn it out, so you have enough free play, which is just so you can pull on the lever a little bit. You want about 1 or 2 millimeter gap in there. So this is a 2mm Allen key. You want that to be about the maximum gap. That's your free play. Anywhere between a dime's worth and a nickel's worth. Any more than that, and there's just too much free play. But this is a new bike too, that cable's going to stretch. You might have to adjust this after a while. So now that they're on, now we'll make sure that we haven't, again, this is the key, we haven't bent any of these tabs. Because if they're not bent, they're going to function just fine, just like that. So that's the key. Lots of issues from people not paying attention when they put the lever back on. They're focused on this area up here, and they're bending these tabs down here and damaging the micro switches. So that's the biggest issue. That's what you have to be concerned about. But basically, then the lever's on there. You're ready to go. It's fully adjustable, as you can see, back and forth. Now this applies to long, short, folding, non-folding, doesn't matter what color it is. And that's pretty well it. And you've pretty well done that one. So if you have any questions, give us a call. Better yet, an email with pictures. If you have an issue, send us some pictures, and we'll try to walk you through it. But it's a pretty straightforward installation, I think. All the instructions are here too. There's pictures with details, step by step, how to do what I just showed you on the video. So thanks for watching. My name is Marcus, sales@pazoracing.com. Any questions, send us an email. Have a good day.